Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the second part of the first chapter, the last lesson. In the previous part we had seen Franz was late for his school. He came in the class and he sat on the bench, and today M. Hamel was very quiet. There was a different behavior noticed by Franz in M. Hamel. Let us start with the next part of the chapter. While I was wondering about it all, M. Hamel mounted his chair and in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive." Now, as Franz sat on his chair, he saw M. Hamel, the teacher. He mounted his chair, he sat on his chair, and in a very gentle tone, in a very simple voice, he said, "My children," he addressed the students of the class and said, "This is the last lesson he is going to teach because the order has come from Berlin. Berlin has given the order that in all the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, these are the cities, these are the places in France, Alsace and Lorraine, two places. So Berlin has given an order to teach only German language in all the schools. So all the schools in France should not teach any other language except German. And so the new teacher will come tomorrow. So M. Hamel will no longer be the teacher in the school. From tomorrow, from next day, the new teacher is going to come to teach German. So this is the last lesson M. Hamel is teaching to all the students of the class. And so he asked all the students to be very attentive. As soon as Franz heard these words, you see what is the reaction of the Franz. What a thunderclap these words were to me. Now, thunderclap is nothing but the sound of the thunder. Thunder in the sense, in the rainy season we see thunderstorm in the sky. Bijli kadakna. Uski jo आवाज होती है, that is called as thunderclap. So when Franz heard these sentences from M. Hamel, it was like a thunderclap for Franz. Oh, the wretches, that was what they had put up at the town hall. Now, the wretches means nothing but those people who are going to come. In Hindi, we say dusht log, papi log. That is called wretches. So, in the town hall, everybody is calling those Germans as wretches because from next day onwards, they are going to come and they are going to rule Alsace and Lorraine. My last French lesson. Why? I hardly knew how to write. I should never learn anymore. I must stop there then. Oh, so how sorry I was for not learning my lessons. Now you see the reaction of this little boy Franz. He says that somehow he hardly started learning and writing French lesson. Now French is going to be completely stopped. They are going to stop French and they are going to start German language. So Franz says, I should never learn anymore. Now it was a bit difficult language for Franz to learn French. He was not able to understand this language properly, the grammar part, most precisely. So to some extent we see Franz says, hardly he knew how to write, and from tomorrow onwards, he should never learn this language anymore. He must stop there and then. And he feels sorry for not learning his lessons. For this many days, he was just wasting his time. He did not take this language seriously. He did not take French language very seriously. Instead, he was just wasting his time. What he was doing, you see, I was not learning my lessons for seeking birds' eggs or going sliding on the Saar. He used to go seeking birds' eggs in the forest at the roadside, finding the eggs of the birds or sliding on the Saar. Saar is nothing but it's a river that starts from France, that flows between France and German is the river. So Instead of doing his lessons, he used to waste his time, idle his time, either in seeing the eggs of the birds or sliding. Sliding means, slide karna. Sliding on the river Sar, on the bank of the river. My books that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago, so heavy to carry, my grammar and my history of the saints were old friends now that I couldn't give up. Now today he realizes that before he could hear from the mouth of M. Hamel that today is the last lesson, he thought all his books, his studies are nuisance. Nuisance means it's a waste of time, nonsense. And it was a very heavy bag for him to carry. His grammar book, his history book about the saints of the old people. His old friends now that he cannot give up now. Now he thinks that he cannot separate himself from his school and his studies. M. Hamel too, the idea that he was going away, that I should never see him again, made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. As M. Hamel said that from tomorrow a new teacher is going to come, Franz thinks that today he doesn't bother about how M. Hamel was. He was very cranky, he was very strange. Sometimes he used to beat students with his ruler. Ruler means this steel ruler, scale. So today Franz thinks that from tomorrow M. Hamel is not going to be the teacher at school. I should never see him again, made me forget. So as from tomorrow M. Hamel will not be seen in the school. Today Franz completely forgot how M. Hamel was. He was very strict. He was very angry person. He used to beat students with ruler. Everything was forgotten by Franz. So little bit we can say Franz was emotional over here. Poor man. See, he calls M. Hamel as poor man. It was in honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes, and now I understood why the old men of the village were sitting there in the back of the room. It was because they were sorry too, that they had gone to school no more. They had gone to school more. That they had not gone to school more. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. Now, Franz understood why M. Hamel has put on his fine Sunday clothes. Today his uniform, his dress code was different. This kind of dress code was worn by him only on special days of the school, mostly on the Sundays. And today why all the old men of the village are sitting at the back of the school, back of the room of the school? Because these men, for this many days, they did not come to school. But today they want to thank M. Hamel for 40 years of his faithful service towards the people. So M. Hamel had been teaching in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine for the last 40 years. And so all the villagers, old men, today they came to pay respect and to honor him. They all came at the school. Next part. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule for the participle all through, very loud and clear and without one mistake? Now, suddenly, Franz heard that M. Hamel called his name. It was Franz's turn to recite, to say the rules for the participle, rules for the grammar. Participalism, I have told in the last part, it's an adjective. Okay, verbal adjectives. So now it was turn for Franz to say. Recite means to repeat or to say, to speak the rules. But what would happen? Now Franz is thinking what will happen if he cannot able to speak properly, loudly or clearly or without any mistake. But as he started speaking, he made a mistake. But I got mixed up on the first word and stood there. As soon as Franz started reciting the rules, he mixed up words, first word and stood. He mixed up something. He made a mistake while speaking. While he made a mistake, he got frightened whether M. Hamel will come and he will beat him. Holding on to my desk, my heart beating and not daring to look up. He held the desk. His heart started beating fast. And he had no dare, he had no courage to look up at the face of M. Hamel. But M. Hamel, see, what did M. Hamel say? I heard M. Hamel say to me, I won't scold you, little Franz. You must feel bad enough. See how it is. But M. Hamel said, Franz, I will not scold you today. मैं आपको डांटूंगा नहीं आज. Because you must feel bad enough. You must be feeling very bad when you are being scolded. Every day we have said to ourselves, Bah, I have plenty of time. Now this word Bah means it's a word that is used to show a sound that people make to express disapproval. कोई चीज हमें पसंद नहीं उसके बारे में अगर हम बात करते हैं, then we use the word Bah to show disapproval, disagreement. I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow. So the people of Alsace, they had a mentality. They always used to think, I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow. So the students, the children of Alsace, they always had a belief. They always had a thinking in their mind that they have plenty of time. They will study tomorrow. They will study tomorrow. Like that they used to feel. And now you see where we have come out. But today, there is no tomorrow. Today is the last day to learn French. From tomorrow, German language is going to start. That's the great trouble with Alsace. She puts off learning till tomorrow. Now those fellows out there will have the right to say to you, how is it? You pretend to be Frenchmen and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language. But from tomorrow, as the new rule is going to start, those fellows, means those people who is going to come, they will tell, you are French people, you pretend to be Frenchmen, but you cannot speak or you cannot write your own language, French language. But you are not the worst, poor little Franz. We have all great deal to reproach ourselves with. Now, this M. Hamel, he says that it is not only the mistake of Franz. They all have got the great deal to reproach themselves. Means they all have to be scolded. They all have to be rebuked. The word, this reproach means to rebuke, to scold. That is the meaning of this word, reproach. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. M. Hamel says that it is not only the mistake of Franz. He is not able to speak French grammar part. Rather, it is the mistake of everybody. They have to scold themselves because they did not take it seriously. Now you see the reason why M. Hamel is accepting his own mistake. M. Hamel says, your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. They preferred to put you to work on a farm or at the mill so as to have a little more money. M. Hamel says to Franz that the parents of Franz were not so serious about Franz to make him go to school and learn. Instead, they always preferred to make Franz work on a farm or at the mills so that he can earn money. His parents did not take studies seriously. They wanted Franz to go to farm and work or go at mills and work and get some money. And now so far, M. Hamel has pointed the mistakes of the parents, but now he also admits his own mistake, you see. And I have been to blame also. He also blames himself. It is not only the mistake of the parents, it is also the mistake of M. Hamel. He says that, have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lessons? So during the school time, most of the time, M. Hamel sent the children to water the flowers of the garden when there was a study time. पढ़ाई करने के बजाय वो बच्चों को गार्डन में फूलों को पानी देने के लिए भेजता था. And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? And when M. Hamel wanted to go for fishing, he used to give holiday to the class. So the mistakes are of parents as well as of teacher, that is M. Hamel. That is why students are not so clear in the French language. Then from one thing to another, M. Hamel went on to talk of the French language, saying that it was the most beautiful. This is the map, you can see. This is the most beautiful language in the world. So M. Hamel was continuously talking about French language, and finally he said, French language is the most beautiful language in the world, the clearest, the most logical, that we must guard it among us and never forget it. He says that as French is the most beautiful language, the most clearest and the most logical, they have to safeguard this language among themselves and they should never forget. Means they should keep this language in their mind. They should not forget this language. Because when people are enslaved means when somebody is put into slavery. As long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. When some people continue to speak their language, and if that language is banned, so it becomes a point of getting arrested and put into the prison because of not following the rule. Then he opened a grammar and read us our lesson. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. Now, as M. Hamel opened the grammar book and started reading out the lesson, today, Franz was able to understand each and every part of the grammar. Today, whatever M. Hamel said, everything was very easy, so easy, so easy. So today, for the first time, it says that Franz was able to understand the grammar of the French language, grammar of French language. I think too that I had never listened so carefully and that he had never explained everything with so much patience. Now, Franz accepts his mistake that he never listened to the teaching of M. Hamel so carefully. And M. Hamel also never explained the topic with so much patience. इतने शांति से कभी M. Hamel ने समझाया नहीं था. Today he is teaching very patiently, very normally, very slowly. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away and to put it all into our heads at one stroke. So Franz thinks that today M. Hamel wants to teach complete French language to the students in one stroke. एक ही class में, in one period only he wants to teach everything to all the students. After the grammar, we had a lesson in writing. That day, M. Hamel had new copies for us, written in a beautiful round hand, France, Alsace, France, Alsace. So after the grammar, they had a writing part, lesson in writing. M. Hamel had bought some new copies written in France language, Alsace. They looked like little flags floating everywhere in the schoolroom, hung from the rod at the top of our desk. Now, as he brought the copies, he gave each copy to every student. And when the two copies are kept on the desk, it was looking like flag, which is hung from the rod at the top of our desk. It was like a flag kept on the desk. You ought to have seen how everyone set to work and how quiet it was. Everybody got the copies of writing and all the students of the class, they got busy in writing. Now there was a complete silence in the class, no noise. There was only noise. The only sound in the class was of the scratching of the pens over the paper. As you can see, there was a complete silence in the class, pin drop silence. Only the sound of pen that was used to write over the paper. So only the sound of pen was coming as students were writing on the paper. Once some beetles flew in, those small insects. Some beetles came inside the class, but nobody paid any attention to them. Not even the littlest ones who worked right on tracing their fish hooks as if that was French too. So right from the bigger children to smaller children, nobody paid attention to these insects when they came inside their classroom. Everybody were busy in writing their French language. On the roof, the pigeons cooed very low. Cooed means the sound of the pigeon. So on the roof of the classroom, the pigeons were making the sound. And I thought to myself, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? Franz thinks from tomorrow, German language is going to start. So will German language be taught to pigeons also? Will pigeon sing? Can pigeons sing in German language from tomorrow? Will they teach? Will they? They refers to those people who are going to come and teach German language from tomorrow. Will those people teach German language even to pigeons also? That is the question in the mind of Franz. because everything is going to change from tomorrow. Whenever I looked up from my writing, I saw M. Hamel sitting motionless in his chair and gazing first at one thing, then at another, as if he wanted to fix in his mind just how everything looked in that little schoolroom. M. Hamel was sitting very quietly in his chair, motionless, and when Franz saw him at first gazing first at one thing, then another. When Franz saw M. Hamel was first looking at one object, then to second object, means he was continuously looking here and there in the class. He was gazing. Gazing means he was staring. Staring means he was looking continuously at one object, then at another object, as if he wanted to fix in his mind just how everything looked in that little room, schoolroom. He was just thinking because he had spent 40 years in that school. Fancy means just imagine. For 40 years, he had been there in the same place with his garden outside the window and his class in front of him. So M. Hamel spent 40 years in that school, in that classroom. And today is the last day of his life. So just he was looking here and there in the class. Just like that. Only the desk and benches had been worn smooth. The walnut trees in the garden were taller, and the hope vine that he had planted himself twined about the windows to the roof. Only the desk and benches had been worn, means only the desk and bench had become outdated, means they have become old. Other than that, the walnut trees has grown very taller, and the hope vine means it's a climber that has planted by him has twined. Twine means it has climbed near the window to the roof. How it must have broken his heart to leave it all, poor man, to hear his sister moving about in the room above, packing their trunks, for they must leave the country next day. So it must be very sad part. It must be very sad moment for M. Hamel, because today is the last day of his life at school, and he also heard his sister packing the trunks, packing the bag from the first floor of the class, because they have to leave this place the next day. But he had the courage to hear every lesson to the very last. After the writing, we had a lesson in history, and then the babies chanted their ba, bi, bi, bo, boo. Down there at the back of the room, old Hauser had put on his spectacles and, holding his primer in both hands, spelled the letters with them. After French writing, they had history chapter. And as the chapter was going on, after near their class, there was elementary class where small children, they were chanted, they were speaking these words, these vowels, right? Ba, bi, bi, bo, bu. They were learning vowels. They were learning how to pronounce the word. And old Hauser, he was teaching the students of elementary class. He was holding his primer in both his hand. Primer means the elementary book, right? Nursery, junior, senior, KG book, and spelled the letters with them. So old Hauser was wearing the spectacle, and he was having the elementary book in his hand, and he was spelling each and every letter. And the small kids, they were following old Hauser. This old Hauser is a teacher of primary level. You could see that he too was crying. Now there was a sadness in the tone of old Hauser also. His voice trembled with emotion, and it was so funny to hear him that we all wanted to laugh and cry. As old Hauser was speaking, his voice was very much sad. It was like he was crying. His voice was filled with emotion. So when the children were hearing his voice, they were finding it so funny that sometimes they thought to laugh. But other than that, they felt much to cry, because it is the last lesson, last day at school. How well I remember it, that last lesson. All at once, the church clock struck 12. Now, near the school, there was a church, and in the church, there was a big clock. So at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the church clock struck, matlab, the bell of the church rang at 12 o'clock. Then Angelus means the midday prayer, the prayer that is done at the church in the afternoon. in the Roman Catholic Church. So the prayer started at the church. At the same moment, the trumpets of the Prussians returning from drill, and at the same time, trumpets means the instruments that they use to make sound. Soldiers, trumpets, wind instruments, instruments that they use to make sound. So in this classroom, Franz and other children, they were able to hear the sound of the Prussians, the soldiers. They were returning from their drill, from their marching, from their regular practice, sounded under our windows. M. Hamel stood up very pale in his chair. I never saw him look so tall. As soon as M. Hamel heard the sound, he just stood up. He got up from his chair and his color became very pale. Pale means what? He became very nervous. That is the meaning. He stood up. He got his color of the face changed. And Franz says that he never saw him look so tall. Means he's very nervous and he's looking very tall. Because he never stood in the class. He always used to sit on the in the bench, on the chair, in the chair, right? He never used to stand in the class. Always he was sitting in the chair and he was teaching. And finally he said, my friends, said he, but something choked him. He could not go on. M. Hamel stood from the chair and he wanted to speak something. But as he started speaking, he could not able to speak. He said, and then something choked up. Choked up means something blocked his voice. That is called as choked. Something choked up his throat means he was not able to speak. That is because of he was very much sad emotionally, and so he could not speak. He could not go on. Then he turned to the blackboard, took a piece of chalk, and bearing on with all his might, he wrote as large as he could. So he took one chalk, turned towards blackboard, and with all his might, with might means with all his strength and power, you see what he wrote. He wrote something in the large handwriting. This is what he wrote. Vive la France. This is written in their language, French language. Vive la France. Now basically the meaning of this term is, you see, long live France. Long live France. Today is the last day for France, for French language. From tomorrow, German is going to take over everything in Alsace and Lorraine. That is why he wanted to keep France for a long time. So he says, Vive la France, means long live France. Then he stopped and leaned his head against the wall, and without a word, he made a gesture to us with his hand. School is dismissed, you may go. Now, after writing on the board, he stopped and he leaned his head against the wall. Means leaned his head. You see the word leaned his head against the wall means he kept his head. If suppose this is the wall, he put his head on the wall. And he made a gesture. Gesture means he made a body action. He made a body movement with his hand and said, school is dismissed. School is dismissed, you can go. M. Hamel did not say anything from his mouth. He just made a gesture. He just made action. Maybe he must have done like this. Dismissed. School is dismissed, you can go. And finally, story is over. Thank you, everyone.